joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Christoph. Welcome. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am Professor Noelle Delaco. For those of you who don't know me, I'm also the entrepreneur and one of the entrepreneur in residence here at Hines. And I have the privilege today to introduce my friend, Kemesha Salmon. Thanks for being with us.
So happy to be here. Now I don't want to be here. What's going on? Good morning. All right, there you go. Smile. Everyone, take those two little fingers you have right here on your right hand side. Lift your hands. Let's go. Let's put the mic down a second.
Let's do it.
Just take your right hand, right? Now I want you to hold right here and find your pose. Let's find it. When you find it, say yes. Yes? Yes? You got another chance today to be great. Be grateful and smile. A lot of people didn't get that opportunity today. So let's start off with that gratefulness, okay? So now, let's say good morning again. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Okay.
Let's do that a few times today throughout the day, too. All right, Kemesha, let's get right into it.
Yes.
Tell us who you are and what your business is.
Okay, so my name is Kemesha Salmon. I'm an entrepreneur. My son calls me a serial entrepreneur because every day I find other opportunities to make the world a better place and find new purposes. I own a toy store, a nonprofit and also a nonprofit organization called Kemesha's Kommunity. My toy store is TP Toys, and it's located right here in New Rochelle, and I've been operating that business for the past 10 years, and my nonprofit for the past 7 years.
Amazing. So TP Toys. Now, 10 years ago, you come up with this idea.
Yes.
From where? Where did this toy store idea come from?
So when my son was younger, he had the autism spectrum, and a lot of the toys that we needed, I couldn't find it anywhere. And when I found those toys, there was no educational purposes. The store we went to, they didn't understand what the purpose of the toy was. What do I need the toys for? There was no information when I went to those stores. And as a mom that was just navigating the world of hearing, autism spectrum, what is it? Navigating. I wanted to change that purpose and bring more educational toys to mom who was going through situations. The same situation I was going through, and also in the same environment of where I live.
Great. So you have this idea. I'm going to open up a toy store.
Yes.
There's competing toy stores nearby.
Yes.
Yes.
First, I didn't care. And that's one thing I want everyone here to remember when you're going to start your business. There are going to be 50 different businesses, the same as yours, the same idea. But guess what's different? They're not you. No one is me. And I tell everyone all the time, you might be smarter, but you can't outwork me. I'm everywhere. I educate myself daily, and I tell myself I'm not going to fail. So once you tell yourself that, it's just like we're in a room. There's so many other females here, but we all have so many different color hair, different body size, different lips, different everything. And just like restaurants, there are different restaurants. There's restaurants you don't eat from, right? There's food you don't like, so you're not going to go there. So you're going to cater to someone. You just have to find your niche. And I found my niche. And my niche was me and what I'm presenting to the world.
So you find your niche in this toy store,
Yes.
right? You decide you're going to open here in Rochelle. And how do you start getting the word out about this store?
Did anybody hear that question? So when I started, the first thing I started to do was research. I wanted to research the type of business that I wanted. I wanted educational business, so I started researching educational toys before I got the word out. Then, also, who does these toys cater to? Younger kids or adults? So, younger kids. So I started targeting preschool, elementary school, moms at the park. I started going to Gymboree classes, just talking to moms locally about what I'm opening. My kids were in school. I was utilizing the teachers, letting them know what we're going to be open, when we're going to be opening, and just getting the word out by just attending events that were kid friendly.
Right, so you bring up a good point. I don't know, this one's not working either.
Mine's is working.
Let me see.
I'm not
I don't know, I can't get this one either. I'll just talk loud.
Testing.
I can do that too.
I don't know what happened. Is that on? My apologies.
No.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. Testing. Hello, hello?
You can use my name.
I'm allowed to share, thank you.
Okay,
See, I'll
so
do that.
my next question is something that I talk about a lot in my class is networking. So you're speaking upon going out into the fields and getting to know people. Talk a little bit about that and the importance.
Okay. Networking is your biggest number one thing I want you to put at the top of everything. Getting to know different people, because when I connect with you, I'm now connecting with your network. When I connect with you, I'm connecting with your network. You want to go out to every different networking event, share your story, and even if you don't get 10 people, you're going to get one. Someone is going to be there listening. Someone is going to say, hey, for example, I have clients that's coming in from 10 years ago, like, hey, I remember when we was at this speaking event and you talked about a toy store. My wife just got pregnant. So I remembered you. And I'm like, I don't remember this person, but I'm like, hey, thanks for coming in. But networking, every event that you can attend, try to attend. And just take a little away from it, because you learn as well. When I go to different networking events and I hear other people talking, I get more information on what they did. You know, what keeps them driven. Because you know, after you start a business, your drive is high. But then a year later, 2 years later, you get tired. So you gotta keep yourself driven each step of the way.
That's why these e-talks are so important to come to, too. Okay, so now you've had the toy store for 10 years. I want you to talk a little bit about the success here in the community, sales, if you can just kind of touch a little bit on those. Okay.
So,
You want to go COVID or?
no, I'm gonna touch a little on purpose. A lot of people get up every day, and I get it. How can I make money? I don't want to work for anyone. I want to be an entrepreneur. But what you don't understand is, being an entrepreneur, you work for everyone. Because you don't know who's coming in your store each day. See, when you come to school, when you come to class, your professors know who you are. You're coming here every single day, the same time, until the semester ends. In a business, it's not the same. You're encountering different people on a daily basis. With that being said, purpose will always keep you going. For me, I have tied my business and my purpose into my store. And that's how I started my nonprofit. So I started giving back to the community, because that's what I love to do. I love to give back. So I entwine giving back to the community and my toy store. And because of that, a lot of more people knew about our store. Not because we sell educational toys, but because we give back to the community from each of our toy sales.
Okay. So I met you probably somewhere around the 10 years ago
Yes.
mark, right? And my office was across the street from TP Toys, and I just walked in one day because I heard about this woman, Kemesha, who's fantastic in the community, and she gives back, and she does all these events. And I said, I gotta meet her. So I come in, and you start telling me, now I want to start a nonprofit.
Yes.
So I know you just mentioned it, but
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Kemesha's Kommunity, the 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes.
Again, purpose. So at TP Toys, we started giving back, and the news, you saw, the news came. People heard about what we were doing, and we started receiving checks. People were sending us check in the mail, like, hey, I saw in the news you guys were helping kids with backpacks. Please put that to that initiative. And I'm like, yeah, but that initiative is ended. What do I do now with the money? So I spoke to an attorney and also spoke to Noelle, who was very educated on the nonprofit world, and you helped me every step of the way to get there. I had no idea what I was doing, but again, guess what happened? My network of someone I met that had a nonprofit that's doing it made it easy for me. I have people now who's like, oh my God, I don't know how to start a nonprofit. I didn't have that issue because I had someone in my network I can call on. That's how important networking is. So I started my nonprofit, and we started different initiative. Now we have a breakfast club program where we give breakfast to kids who don't eat breakfast in the morning, or when they go to school they miss breakfast. We have a workforce program where we hire kids 18 to 24 that, you're in college, not everyone knows what the next step is. So we give them that guidance and that mentorship to what's next. So they don't make that mistake of just going to school in the sake of just going to school, but at the end they have something that they want to tie their life to. So we do that. We do mentoring every Monday. We mentor kids from 5th grade to 12th grade. There's a lot more we do. Christmas, in the holiday season, we adopt families. Every year we adopt over 100 families, and we make sure they have Christmas gift under the tree. So because of my toy store and what we were doing, yes, I was selling toys, but my purpose was always to give back to the community. And so I expanded in my nonprofit. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. And you expanded your location too recently, so you went from a smaller location, you moved next door to a larger location where you can have the store
And
as
the
well as the community center,
Yes.
okay? The community center all in one place.
Yes.
Okay, so what's next?
So I'll elaborate a little bit on what Noelle said. So in March of this year, I wanted a space for myself. We usually go to the high school to do mentoring, but to be honest, who wanna be at school mentoring after school? You wanna go at a location where it's neutral, you're having snack, you're not seeing your teachers, you're not seeing your principal. So I wanted to change that dynamic for the kids. So what I did, instead of opening a brand new center, I moved my toy store next door to a bigger location. And in the front is my toy store, and in the back is my center. So it's one. You know what that does for me? If I have, go ahead.
Cheaper rent.
I can't hear you.
Cheaper rent.
Beautiful. Something else, add to it.
Familiarity.
Correct. Another one.
It's like TV, you have to be in the same place for everything.
Why? Think of an entrepreneur. What do we do? Who do we hire? Staff. Is that a high overhead to hire staff? Yes. So if I don't have a staff for the toy store, but I have a staff for the nonprofit, and they know about each entities, we benefit. So I can have one staff throughout the day, until it's time for our mentoring and our tutoring program. So I'm saving double. And that's entrepreneurship. You always, because to be honest, if I had a second location, would I be able to give back as much? No, because I'm paying overhead. So would it say kill two birds with one stone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick pause and see if anybody has any questions for Kemesha, anything that you're dying to know.
Ask your questions. Let's go.
Where'd you get the capital to start?
Great question.
Pay for inventory and rent?
That's a good one.
Wait, a little
So-
louder. Say, ask that question again.
Okay.
I said, where'd you get the capital to pay for inventory and rent to start your business?
Okay. This is so important because when you are ready to start a business, that roadmap is the hardest, especially getting funds. I am very fortunate that I'm married to my bank. So my husband was the one to give me the capital to start. Because I had no idea what I was doing, but when I went to the banks to say, hey, this is my idea, oh boy.
Right.
It's a long stretch. It's the paperwork that they were requesting. What, my marginal, what do I think I'm gonna make? And I'm like, remind you, I started at 30. So you're thinking, oh, you should have had this. I had no idea what I was doing. But I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be making money. Can I pay them back? I want their money, but can I pay them back? And I said, you know what? Let's just use the funds I have. And I told my husband, if it doesn't work out, toys are non-perishable, honey. We can sell them and I'll be back home and everything will be good. But that's where I got my capital. It's not very easy, and I know Noelle probably spoke about that. Even right now in my nonprofit world, getting grants.
Yeah, that's what I was
Capital.
gonna say, that we could also
Yeah,
talk a
we
little
were
bit
just
about
talking
the
about
grants, yeah.
that's where I'm like, right now, that's where I am with our nonprofit, trying to get grants, writing grants to get the capital, to keep that going. Because as you know, nonprofit, if you don't have the money, you can't do anything. And a lot of our money comes from the sale from TP Toys. So I donate 20% to Kemesha's community from the sale of our toy store.
That's a great point too. Like there is actually in your sales strategy
Yes.
that you do a lot throughout the year with
Yes.
different events where people can come in, they're making purchases.
Yes.
So that's benefiting the toy store
Yes.
and your sales margin. But then you're donating this percent that's going back to the community.
Correct. And we also have monthly donors for Kemesha's community.
Okay.
So we have clients that, you know, they chose us every month to donate to. We have a monthly plan. Like you could donate $25, you could donate $50, you could donate $100. You can sponsor an entire initiative. So for the summer, we had our workforce program, and we pay the kids, you know, the minimum wage of $16.50 for the 6 weeks. And we've had clients say, hey, I want to pay for 3 kids for the 6 weeks. So that's how we get by. And when you build a community trust, because the work that we, especially me, the work that I've done, the level I've done it on, you would think I get a $100,000 grant every year, and I don't. It's the trust of the community and the transparency that I've provided to my clients to let them see what we've done for the community, that they want to continue pouring into us. So trust is a big thing.
And how many either students are you mentoring or how many families are you serving, would you say, annually?
So for our breakfast program, we have 77 families currently. And for our
All in New Rochelle?
In New Rochelle,
Okay.
yes. We're not that rich yet. we can't expand yet. And as for mentoring every Monday, right now we have, under my belt, we've mentored 77 girls. But now in our current program, we have 22.
Great.
For this school year. This is our biggest. Last year we had 11. The year before we had 10. This year it's like word of mouth. More people say, hey, I go here. Oh, she helped me graduate. She helped me. So word of mouth, and now we have more girls on Monday.
That's great. We'll go back to the nonprofit. I want to go back to the toy store and talk a little bit about like the research that you have to do related to brands and what, you know, products you're bringing into the store. Now, 10 years into it, obviously you're an expert at it, but you know, for somebody who wants to start their own retail store, which a lot of times our students say that, you know, want to go into retail, how do they reach out to these manufacturers? How do they buy products?
So I research. To be honest, I started walking into toy stores. I started looking to see what they sold. I started researching more on what are educational purpose stores for kids with special needs. So I wanted that niche because that's what I wanted to tap into. After I did my research, I went to the toy fair. I searched about toys. Now you guys have the ChatGPT and all those things. The internet world is so open to you guys now. There's so many information. Back then, it wasn't. And we're talking about 10 years ago. To find a toy fair, I had to go through extensive research just to find that there's going to be a toy fair this January or February. But I went to different toy store, looking at the names of the products and looking at the products that I normally buy. And I called those manufacturers and asked them, hey, I want to buy bulk. How do I do that? And then they give me a different number or a different email. Please email this person and they'll let you know what you need. They started telling me, oh, please send your business name. And I'm like, well, I don't have a business name. Then they're like, please send your tax ID. And I'm like, well, I don't have a tax ID. So I knew the requirements that they were looking for. And then I started building my folder, getting my tax ID, getting my business name. Just little things that they asked for. I started Googling what was first. Google what was first. And I got all those paperwork intact. And then I was able to enter the toy fair. When I entered the toy fair, I know they wanted to put me out because I had so many questions for all the manufacturers, but that's how I started. And I was there early in the morning until they ended. It was a 4-day toy fair. I was there every day. Parking was like $80 a day in the city. I was there every day. But I got to build my network because everyone that I saw the first day, I was so excited. But I didn't realize that everyone that was in the back, their products were cheaper. So I was bidding, yes, I want this, making orders, writing orders. And I was like, yes, they're gonna be delivering. And then on my last day, I went in the back and they're like, oh yeah, we're cheaper than them, we make the same thing. And I'm like, oh no, but I already ordered. So I took their information. After the first order, then I kept changing manufacturers for different prices, but not only that, for quality of the product.
Okay, that's great. Any questions?
Any questions?
Yes, another question over there.
Where?
Hand it up.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Did you have a day job beforehand, or
That was
were
gonna
you
be
able to
my
get, like, I guess, loans and stuff like that?
I was a stay-at-home mom, but I did go to school for criminal justice.
Got you.
Yes.
What do you think your most successful marketing strategy would be, or would have been?
My most successful, it's me. I am my brand.
I agree with
Yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but when you walk in a room, I command it. I know who I am, and I know what I'm bringing to the table. So every time I go into a room, I make sure I'm memorable. I do not go in a room and shy away. I stare right in your eyes. When you leave here today, you're gonna be daydreaming about me, whether you like it or not. So, but you have to know you and know that this is my brand, and when I leave here, I want them to remember me. So I'll say me. Yes.
She's right.
And I'm looking at all my students who are really quiet in my class. Although 2 of them have been volunteering, asking questions, but be present.
Good. And I'll say, people remember you. People remember you, and you want to remember this moment. So for example, I will never forget him. I don't know your name, but I'm going to ask you at the end. Why? Because since you sat down, you smiled every single time. Not only are you engaging, not only do I see you're here, but you're smiling, you're engaging. So if in the future you came and you're like, I want to start a business, how can you help me? I might invest in you, because you know what I remember? The first time I met you, that's what I remember. Your smile, your enthusiasm, and your engagement. So I know you want something, and that's what I'm gonna invest in. I'm not gonna invest in your idea. I'm gonna read it, but I'm investing in you. Does that make sense? Yes. Because if you go into a doctor's office and they're like, why are you here? You all right? Okay. You feel sick? Okay. All right. Let me give you this. Without even asking you any more question, looking at you, paying attention, body language. Are you going back to that doctor? Are you trusting him? You're not. It's the same thing in business. You show up. I know this is a class and you have to be here, but make it a moment. Make it a moment. Make it memorable. Everything you do, make it memorable, because you never know when you're going to need that line again. And another thing I tell a lot of my kids that I mentor, do not burn bridges in business. And I'm going to explain what that means. You know, in life, everybody's like, I'll cut people off, and I cut people off every day. But in business, you learn how to navigate and how to use everything to your advantage. So if say I'm friends with Noelle right now, and Noelle helped me do paperwork. Now I know how to do paperwork. I don't need Noelle anymore. No. Because if Noelle knew how to do paperwork, she's going to continue learning. She's going to continue educating herself. I don't want to get rid of Noelle, because the next thing that she learns, I don't have to learn it. I'm going to benefit from what she learns. Does that make sense? All right. I was here for eTalk last year, but I'm here this year because of Noelle. Right? I'm in Iona classrooms when Marisol asked me why. Ask Marisol how she knows me. The toy store.
Community.
You never let go your contacts, no matter what. And this again has to go with networking. Okay? 2 more questions. Let's go. 2 more. Okay. I'm waiting for one question. And I have a big prize for anyone asks me that most memorable, important question, and no one has asked me yet.
How did you pick the name for your toy store?
That's a good one. So the name of my toy store is TP Toys, and it's Tristan and Peyton. The one thing I read when I was starting a business, it's so funny, you can be sued if you use a name from another company, right? And I was like, what? What if it's my name? But you'll have to show the courts that, no, you didn't steal it. So my kids are Tristan and Peyton, and so I named it TP Toys. But my kids wasn't that excited because everybody at school called them toilet paper toys. So I was like, TP, that's your name. But they was like, it's toilet paper, Mom. Everyone call us TP. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think of that, but it's okay. You have a toy store. Yeah, I'm waiting for that one question.
Any volunteers?
Yes.
Do you get tax breaks since you have a non-for-profit and you donate 20%? Is that one of the
That's a great question.
That's a beautiful question.
Yeah.
See, you're thinking, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes, making those donations is
Yes.
key.
Because usually I still donate to other nonprofits that is close to us. Like for September, I go Gold for Pediatric Cancer. Noel, thank you for your donation. So what we do, again, I'm very purpose driven. My son was in the hospital when he was 7 years old and they thought he had cancer. But it wasn't cancer. And he was in the hospital for like 3 months. But it turns out he had juvenile arthritis. But while he was there, he was on the oncology unit. And while he was on the oncology unit, every day they had new toys. And I was like, wait, I can bring in toys. I have a store. And they were like, no, we have a lot of donations. We have a room full of donated toys. And that sparked something in me. And I said, okay, because of what they did, and I want to help other kids, every September I go Gold for Pediatric Cancer, where people come in and buy toys. And we bring them all up to Maria Ferrera Hospital. But before he was in the hospital, we usually donate to the American Childhood Cancer Organization. So I will have my kids do like a lemonade stand, and whatever we raise, we'll like triple it and send them a check. So all the toys that we sold for Maria Ferrera Hospital to benefit them, we donate the proceeds from that to American Childhood Cancer Organization. Why? Because we had a friend, Lucas, that passed away while my son was in the hospital at the same time. He passed away from cancer. So those things are, as I said, purpose-driven.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter what I'm doing every September, what mood I'm in, what initiative I'm driving, it doesn't matter. That will always be something I continue to do because of the purpose.
And it's so great to have a storefront
Yes.
where you're able to collect things,
Yes.
people can drop things off, and that also brings foot traffic.
Yes.
People who never
Never
you know,
heard of
or
it.
from a different area, from White Plains or northern Westchester, and they're coming down and they're making their donation, but they're also going, oh wait, this is a toy store.
Yes.
I can maybe buy that gift
Yes.
that I need for the birthday party I have
Correct.
next weekend.
Yes. Or if they come for the toy store, they'll come and they're like, oh, what do you do back there? And we're like, this is what we do. We do mentoring, what we give to the community. And then people's like, oh, how can I donate? And they leave checks. So 2-in-1, like it's just constant word of mouth. But again, purpose driven. And I'm waiting for one question. If someone asks me that question, you have a big prize coming. Come on.
I think I know that question, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
ask it. I'm
Come
going
on,
to ask
think
you.
about
I'm
it.
going to ask you
Think
one other
about it.
question because
Think about it.
You know
Think
what, you
about it.
want to ask again?
I don't think it's a question, but I think people would love to hear your story. Have you ever thought about starting a social media or branching out to a website for your business?
It's part of the question, but as my son says, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I have a podcast. So I have a podcast. I am on social media. I just started a podcast on Both Sides of the Bed with Kemesha. Different social media we do have for the nonprofit. I do have a website. I started actually my toy store on a website, but it was just, I was just hungry. I was like, I need a store. Like no one is gonna be coming on my website. But let me go back real quick. When I started on my website, I didn't have a storefront as yet. So what I did, my kids were in preschool, so I made flyers for the moms. So I was delivering toys while I was dropping the kids off at school before I opened my store. I forgot that part. Yes.
So I'm gonna ask a
Yes.
question because I was not a business undergrad major. You were not a business
Neither did I.
undergrad major. So how did you go from, did you know from the time you were this big that you were an entrepreneur, but you thought you wanted to go into criminal justice? Like, how do you make the change from criminal justice to entrepreneur?
That's part of the question. I was waiting for someone to ask, because if you went to school for criminal justice, how did you become? I didn't know I wanted to do this. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to be an attorney. That was it. That's all the vision I saw. But my life changed. And again, purpose. So my purpose changed. And the same thing with you. Our purpose changed every day. Today you might want to open a business for chairs, because you know what? I sat on this chair today and I don't like it. And I want everyone to sit on a chair that's comfortable while they're listening to an e-talk. But then in 5 years, you're probably like, I don't care about the chair anymore. You know? So for me, it's educated myself, again, and my network. You're part of my network. Everything that has to do with my network. This is not so, I didn't see myself doing this, but what I did see myself doing was helping others. And to be honest, I'm doing it on a bigger scale than I would if I had become an attorney. And a part of me, I'm very happy I'm not an attorney, because all my friends that actually finished and are attorneys, they're not attorneys now. They didn't like it. So I feel like my path and my purpose and, you know, my mishap got me here, and I've never been happier now. So, yeah.
And now, where do
Yes.
you see yourself, and where do you see TP Toys, where do you see Kemesha's Community in 5 years?
So, my goal, I'll say 3 years. I have a 3-year plan. Because I know my purpose is going to change then. Who can tell me why you think in 3 years my purpose is going to change? In 3 years. Why? Remember why I opened. Raise your hand. Remember why. Go ahead.
How old are your kids?
Good girl. Go ahead.
How old are your kids?
They're 15 and 16.
They're gonna graduate.
Beautiful. Okay. So what do you think that means? My purpose is going to change. Maybe I have the toy store and a nonprofit, or maybe I expand the nonprofit into the toy store. So I would love to sit here and tell you, oh, I'm going to make sure I'm going to have the toy store. I don't know. And as entrepreneurs, you don't know. You don't know what the market is going to be. I don't know if next week or right now, you know, a lot of people, COVID normalized online sales. So for us, the good thing is we're still a part of the community, and the community still shops with us. But in 3 years, when both my kids are out of high school, do you think my purpose is going to change? You think so, right? Yes. I'm not saying I won't still be at the toy store, but I don't know if the drive will be there. I know my drive will be there for the nonprofit, because that's been me. But the toy store was open for a purpose. And do you think it served that purpose? Yes. So I might sell, or I might expand the nonprofit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And also the market, you said the
Yes.
market, right?
Yes.
So over the past couple of years,
It's changed.
the prices have increasing, obviously
Yes,
from the
tariffs.
manufacturers, tariffs, right? So how has that impacted sales, or you raising prices on your product?
Yes. So the sad part about the new tariff is we haven't raised the sales, but sadly we have donated less to the community. We had to cut our nonprofit, our Breakfast Club program in half. Sadly, we didn't want to do that. Our workforce program, instead of having 11 kids working going forward, now we have 6. You know, we're trying to get new grants, but the economy plays a big role in what we do, and we can't do it if we don't have the funding or the support. So, yeah.
Okay.
Questions?
In the back.
Yep.
So I know we're
Almost running out of time.
I have a question. So, would you encourage others who want to make their own business, even they had to face challenges?
I'm gonna encourage you to do everything you want to do, and I'll always tell my students, fail and fail quickly. I do everything I want to do. Fail and fail quickly, because then you're gonna learn from your mistakes. So, for example, this summer I wanted to do a podcast. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I did? I started a podcast and everybody loves it. I still don't know what I'm doing. But guess what I do know? I'm doing what I want to do. And it makes me happy. So if I get 2 listeners every week, you think that makes me happy? Yes. I make sure I get up every day and I have a new code for my 2 listeners. And now I started with 10. Now I'm like, oh my God, I said to my son, I said, Tristan, look, I'm blowing up on TikTok. And he's like, Mom, you have the potential. You could do it. I'm like, I'm going to post something else. And all I do is post what I think. So I'm going to tell you, whatever you want to do it. Because what if you make it? Look at me. I didn't know what I was doing in the toy store. I just went every day. I ordered lunch, sat down, talked to clients. And they come back and they talk to me every day. I had new friends just from opening the store. But I would encourage you, no fear, because what if you make it? What if you make it? It's only 2 things that can happen. You can fail and learn, and make it and keep going. So do whatever you want to do. If my podcast lasts a year, oh well, guess what I have under my belt? I have a podcast, and people can always go on and listen to all the things I was telling them to make sure they clean the bathroom or talk to their friend. Or they're going to listen to what I have to say. So, yeah, get it going. Yeah. Any more questions? 2 more, and then we're done. Go ahead.
Just quickly, you're talking about your podcast, website, social media. Where's the best place people can find you?
And I'm going to give my son credit again. My son told me, if you Google Kemesha Salmon, he's like, Mom, you're all over Google. So I'll say my name. My name, and you'll find everything that goes with me. You'll find our ABC special, our Pix 11 special, our awards. So we're the only business in New Rochelle to receive, like the senators came, and I'm very proud of that, for what we did in COVID. We have the Senator's Empire Award. That's the highest award that's ever given to any business for community initiative. So if you Google my name, Kemesha Salmon, you'll find all my social media handles and see my big head. Yeah. Any more questions? Don't leave here, go ahead.
All right.
Don't leave here with any questions in your mind. If you want to ask me what I drink in the morning, I'm gonna lie.
How do your kids feel that you made a business in honor of them?
Can we ask them?
He's right here, so do you want to ask him?
How do you
Come on,
feel?
just like no. Come on. Yes, so you're gonna come on here. Sit here. Go ahead, here. Give my phone to
Repeat the question. I said, how do you feel that your mom made a business in honor of you?
I feel very honored knowing that she made something huge and successful, knowing what I was going through at a young age. And I'm just proud of her and everything she does. Even watching her, talking here, it inspires me to go hard and be better.
I think that gets a round of applause.
Yeah, thank you.
Any
more questions?
Please, this is the time. Don't be shy. All right.
Okay, I have a question. Oh.
Hold on, we'll go over here first and then.
Do you have any plans of expanding, and how would you go about that?
So at this moment, again, I'm waiting on my purpose. So I think my expanding will be the nonprofit, because also this is about networking. I'm gonna talk about networking a little bit. I do a lot of galas, and I had a gala that, you buy a ticket, you come just to hear about what we're doing. A person from that gala came up to us and said, hey, I've watched you for years. I love your transparency. I have a building, and I would love to have Kemesha's community in that building. So this is when I tell you, you are your brand, and people are watching you. And don't follow those people on social media to talk about, try to get likes or 50 likes or, no. The people that want to invest in you, they're gonna invest in you. And most of the time, they're not on social media liking anything you do. They're busy investing. So they're gonna see what you're doing, follow you, and your transparency, they're gonna invest in you. So for the expansion, that will be for, I think, Kemesha's community. Any other question? So I have a question. Who's sitting here want to be entrepreneurs? Who thinks entrepreneur is your goal? Okay, let me see your hands.
Raise those hands high.
Okay, 3. Okay, I have a question for you. You want to be an entrepreneur?
Yes.
But you've asked no question about entrepreneurship.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait for you to ask me one question. So seal that deal that you want to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll kind of do it, but
It's okay.
all right. I was gonna ask you. What I was gonna ask you originally was about if you sell online, but that question was answered.
Okay.
Because I know the online world was big.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you originally about online, but I know you answered that question already.
Okay.
What I do want to ask you is, I remember I did have an idea pop into my head. I'm not gonna say it here, but because I don't have it trademarked or anything like that yet.
You can find me. I'm on North Avenue.
But what's it called? I remember I was in Greece 2 years ago, and I had an idea. Doesn't exist anywhere. And I remember just the feeling that you get when I got the idea. I remember I brought it to my dad. I brought it to my brother-in-law. My sister's married. She was married young, so I have a brother-in-law, and I have 2 brothers too. But he's 30. He's a little older. He understands. And I was talking to him, and he's so, I don't know, how can I say it? When you talk to people with a small mind, they shoot your idea down and you feel like defeated.
Yes.
And when I told him, he like put wind in my sails because he told me, that's a great idea, let's hop on it. And I remember I felt like, wow, okay, let's do it. And now we're actually in the works. On Friday, I'm going to meet with an investor.
Beautiful.
So, which is great. And he's actually big. I can say, you know Chip City?
No.
You don't know Chip City? Anyway, he has like 50 locations.
Nice.
And hopefully, like, if you like the idea, I'll partner with him. So
Beautiful.
We'll see how it goes.
But I'm going to tap on something that you just said.
Yeah.
It's very important about the people in your circle. I get up every day with different ideas, and if I shoot that idea to someone and they go, I don't think so, you know what that does? It gives me a little nudge like, if I'm not sure of myself. The difference is I've worked with myself on a long time, and I know when I want to do something, I'm going to do it. But for you, if you had went to your brother-in-law and he said, yeah, think about something else, that would have been it for you. So it's very important to the people you surround yourself with. And I love the fact that you're going to meet with investors, and look how you light up when you spoke about it. You see that feeling that you get?
Yeah. I feel it all the time.
Okay, and I want you to remember this feeling when you start hearing no. That's their no. It's not your no. You're always a yes because you're going to always tell yourself yes. And their no just means they're not coming on this journey with you. And you find somebody else. And if you can't find somebody else, you come find me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right?
Well, I'm just going to say something. Haters are going to hate no matter what, right?
Yes.
And what do I tell my students all the time is it's a whole lot of not your problem what other people think. Unless they're helping you along the way, but if they're just going to give you negative feedback only, mind over matter.
Yes. I have my friends, Noel will tell you, I have an idea every day. And I do the craziest thing all the time. And I feel so bad for my friends because they're like, we don't got no more money, Kemesha. And I'm like, just donate $10, you know. The people that surround you are very important. They're going to push you. And my biggest inspiration, my biggest push, the person that makes me feel, besides my husband, I love both my kids, but this one right here, he pushes me. He pushes me. He thinks I'm the greatest person in the world. And because of that, every day I go outside, I make sure I walk in that purpose. Because they're watching. Okay?
Thank you for that.
Okay. All good? Any more questions? Come on. All right. Well, I would like you to smile. So all the people that I didn't see smile, let me leave you with a there you go. Smile. You woke up this morning. You're beautiful. Look at you. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the semester.
Thank you, Kemesha. Thank you so much.